Equality may be a fiction, but nonetheless one must accept it as a governing principle. The relationship between husband and wife should be one of closest friends. A great man is different from an eminent one in that he is ready to be the servant of the society. If I find the Constitution being misused, I shall be the first to burn it. So long as you do not achieve social liberty, whatever freedom is provided by the law is of no avail to you. If you believe in living a respectable life, you believe in self-help, which is the best help. A bitter thing cannot be made sweet. The taste of anything can be changed, but poison cannot be changed into nectar. History shows that where ethics and economics come in conflict, victory is always with economics. I feel that the Constitution is workable, it is flexible, and it is strong enough to hold the country together both in peacetime and in wartime. Indeed, if I may say so, if things go wrong under the new Constitution, the reason will not be that we had a bad Constitution. What we will have to say is that man was vile. Caste is not just a division of labor, it is a division of laborers. My final words of advice to you are: educate, agitate, and organize. Have faith in yourself. With justice on our side, I do not see how we can lose our battle. The battle to me is a matter of joy. The battle is in the fullest sense spiritual. There is nothing material or social in it. For ours is a battle not for wealth or for power. It is battle for freedom. It is the battle of reclamation of human personality. Religion is for man and not man for religion. Democracy is not a form of government, but a form of social organization. Justice has always evoked ideas of equality, of proportion, of compensation. In short, justice is another name of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Caste is a state of mind. It is a disease of mind. The teachings of the Hindu religion are the root cause of this disease. We practice casteism and we observe untouchability because we are enjoined to do so by the Hindu religion. A bitter thing cannot be made sweet. The taste of anything can be changed, but poison cannot be changed into nectar. Freedom of mind is the proof of one's existence. Freedom of mind is the real freedom. A person whose mind is not free, though he may not be in chains, is a slave, not a free man. One whose mind is not free, though he may not be in prison, is a prisoner and not a free man. One whose mind is not free, though alive, is no better than dead. Freedom of mind is the proof of one's existence. I want all people to be Indians first, Indian last, and nothing else but Indians. Life should be great rather than long. We are Indians, firstly and lastly. Cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. I like the religion that teaches liberty, equality, and fraternity. Learn to live in this world with self-respect. Constitution is not a mere lawyer's document, it is a vehicle of life, and its spirit is always the spirit of age. It means that we must abandon the method of civil disobedience, non-cooperation, and satyagraha. When there was no way left for constitutional methods for achieving economic and social objectives, there was a great deal of justification for unconstitutional methods. But where constitutional methods are open, there can be no justification for these unconstitutional methods. These methods are nothing but the grammar of anarchy, and the sooner they are abandoned, the better for us. The basic idea underlying religion is to create an atmosphere for the spiritual development of the individual. This being the situation, it is clear that you cannot develop your personality at all in Hinduism. Religion must mainly be a matter of principles only. It cannot be a matter of rules. The moment it degenerates into rules, it ceases to be a religion, as it kills responsibility, which is an essence of the true religious act. Indians today are governed by two different ideologies. Their political ideal set in the preamble of the Constitution affirms a life of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Their social ideal embodied in their religion denies them. Political tyranny is nothing compared to the social tyranny, and a reformer who defies society is a more courageous man than a politician who defies government. A people and their religion must be judged by social standards based on social ethics. No other standard would have any meaning if religion is held to be necessary good for the well-being of the people. Majorities are of two sorts: 1, communal majority, and 2, political majority. A political majority is changeable in its class composition. A political majority grows. A communal majority is born. The admission to a political majority is open. The door to a communal majority is closed. The politics of political majority are free to all to make and unmake. The politics of communal majority are made by its own members born in it. For a successful revolution, it is not enough that there is discontent. What is required is a profound and thorough conviction of the justice, necessity, and importance of political and social rights. We must begin by acknowledging that there is a complete absence of two things in Indian society. One of these is equality. On the social plane, we have an India based on the principles of graded inequality, which means elevation for some and degradation for others. On the economic plane, we have a society in which there are some who have immense wealth as against many who live in abject poverty. Lost rights are never regained by appeals to the conscience of the usurpers, but by relentless struggle. Goats are used for sacrificial offerings and not lions. It is disgraceful to live at the cost of one's self-respect. Self-respect is the most vital factor in life. Without it, man is a cipher. To live worthily with self-respect, one has to overcome difficulties. It is out of hard and ceaseless struggle alone that one derives strength, confidence, and recognition. What are we having this liberty for? We are having this liberty in order to reform our social system, which is full of inequality, discrimination, and other things which conflict with our fundamental rights. In Hinduism, conscience, reason, and independent thinking have no scope for development. The Hindu civilization is a diabolical contrivance to enslave humanity. Its proper name would be infamy. Law and order are the medicine of the body politic, and when the body politic gets sick, medicine must be administered. Unlike a drop of water which loses its identity when it joins the ocean, man does not lose his being in the society in which he lives. Man's life is independent. He is born not for the development of the society alone, but for the development of his self. Man is mortal. Everyone has to die some day or the other. But one must resolve to lay down one's life in enriching the noble ideals of self-respect and in bettering one's human life. We are not slaves. Nothing is more disgraceful for a brave man than to live life devoid of self-respect. Every man who repeats the dogma of Mill that one country is no fit to rule another country must admit that one class is not fit to rule another class. If you study carefully, you will see that Buddhism is based on reason. There is an element of flexibility inherent in it, which is not found in any other religion. I prefer Buddhism because it gives three principles in combination, which no other religion does. This is what man wants for a good and happy life. Neither God nor soul can save society. My definition of democracy is a form and a method of government whereby revolutionary changes in the social life are brought about without bloodshed. That is the real test. It is perhaps the severest test. But when you are judging the quality of the material, you must put it to the severest test. The sovereignty of scriptures of all religions must come to an end if we want to have a united, integrated modern India. For an individual as well as for a society, there is a gulf between merely living and living worthily. Men are mortal. So are ideas. An idea needs propagation as much as a plant needs watering. Otherwise both will wither and die. Democracy is not merely a form of government. It is primarily a mode of associated living, of conjoint communicated experience. It is essentially an attitude of respect and reverence towards our fellow men. History shows that where ethics and economics come in conflict, victory is always with economics. Vested interests have never been known to have willingly divested themselves unless there was sufficient force to compel them. The question is not whether a community lives or dies, the question is on what plane does it live? There are different modes of survival. But all are not equally honorable. For an individual as well as a society, there is a gulf between merely living and living worthily. To fight in a battle and live in glory is one mode. To beat a retreat, to surrender and to live the life of a captive is also a mode of survival.